Well, welcome back. I'm just sipping on some water. Don't forget to stay hydrated, my friends. What a difference it makes, right? Do you know what water does for your brain? It actually carries oxygen to your brain, so it works better. You know, you're already getting the benefit from exercise, getting the oxygen to the brain. It's huge. But also water carries that oxygen and makes your brain happier. So it's also, just great for keeping things moving. You don't ever want to become a swamp in your body. You want to stay nice and cool and clean with fresh water running through your river of your body to make sure that you're keeping things moving and keeping things out. And, well, you get the point. All right, so always stay hydrated, my friends. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little bit of bicep work. And there's like a zillion things you can do for bicep, just like upper back and shoulder. I mean, there's just a zillion things you can do, right? So I'm going to have us do just a little bit of slow motion strength training, right? So I'm going to have it. I'm going to do a bicep right here. Okay, my abs are nice and tight. My knees are slightly bent. You always want to be sort of in a core stance. It's amazing how many times I see people kind of standing with their knees locked, and their legs are all together. And so you want to kind of separate a little bit, widen your base, and then soften the knees. And I'm going to do a 7 count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then returning. So using the negative phase of the workout, right? I'm going to do 7 of these 7 ups. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And for this to be effective, it does help to use a little heavier weight. So I worked at a slow motion strength training studio for 10 years. And, I really learned the benefits of going a little bit slower. Biceps are really ideal for that. Some of the exercises are better to have a little more repetition, a little more, a little faster tempo. So like the tricep really responds well to that. But, a little bit of everything is good, in my opinion. I don't really like to narrow it on one way of doing something because there's benefits to all. And everybody's a little different. And the body likes to mix it up. So we'll just do that. Okay, so I've lost count. But I'm going pretty slow still, I think. Remember, the mid-range is just equally important. When you first start off, it's a pretty good challenge, but then there's that midpoint. And what we usually do is we just bypass that with a little bit of momentum. So we're going to go slower with that momentum. So I'm going to do it at a side view. Don't look at my triceps. They're not looking that great right now. It's all right. We all have our days. Get down. So now I'm going to go just halfway up, like a little 7 up, we call that. Now I'm going to go a little bit faster tempo, right? Keep your grip light. Try not to over grip. It's not good for your wrists or your forearm. So, but keep it secure. Okay, so that's 7 of those. Now I'm going to go all the way to the top, and then halfway down here. You're going to be working a lot more of your core when you're out here at that midpoint, right? So not all the way down, not halfway down, not a quarter of the way down, about halfway down, where you're really feeling the nice challenge, right in that midpoint. Okay? So now that was all just standing. You could do, okay, I'm going to be done with that one since I had to use my 10 pounders. I know it doesn't sound like that much. I'm not like a bodybuilder per se. I just like to stay fit. So you could have done something like some balance work on that, right? Get your slow ones in. You could do like a little leg extension as you do that. Extending the leg out, bringing it back in. You could do lunges with that, right? So lunges, you can always do a slow lunge, no big deal. A slow lunge, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, returning up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It does help to count when you do those things, right? So, and then also if your wrists get tired, you can also do like a hammer curl. So the hammer curl is a little easier on the elbow, a little bit easier on the wrists. So you can do a hammer, remember not to over grip, Keep it fairly light. Okay, and I'm trying to think, anything else? You know what, there's a fun thing to finish that off with. And it's called a concentration curl. So if I didn't have 2 10s to deal with, if I had 2 8s maybe, I would do 2 weights. If you can do 2 weights, all the more better, because you want to almost double up on that from doing this slow motion bicep curl. So, but what I'm going to do, pardon me for a moment, I'm grabbing one of the lighter weights. I'm going to double up with the lighter weight. And then what you do is you sit down into a squat here. You want your weight back. Your elbow's going to rest on the inside of your quadricep, right? Your butt's back, your back is flat. See how my back is flat now? When I first started, I was kind of rounded. That's sort of normal. That feels normal. It shouldn't be, but it shouldn't feel normal because it isn't really. This is much better. Have your back nice and flat, your chest out. And then you're going to bring the weight towards your chest and then bring it down. You want to get full range. And you got to widen the leg a little bit on this one, right? So you've got some room for your concentration curl. And you move it down. Okay, and bring that exhale and go up slowly up. And then down. Remember your neck. Look down a little bit out at the floor. Keep it neutral. Don't look up here like that. My neck is all tweaked out when I look up here. And we often do that. I don't know. I guess we like to know what's going on around us. So that's your concentration curl. I'm going to come up, shake my legs out a little bit. I'm going to go to the other side. So this is going to be some good quad work too. And hopefully you're a booty, right? So you want to kind of tighten up that glutes. So the way you get the glutes is getting the weight of the weights in the heels and not so leaning forward into your your balls of your feet. And also it takes the load off the knees, right? So I'm just do a quick set on this side. Remember, my back is flat. It may not feel very natural at first. And I think over time you'll notice that it feels better. You want to have your back rounding. It's not good for your back. It looks really, it doesn't look very good. Not that we're doing any of this for aesthetics or anything, but the truth is, you know, we just do the best we can, as I often say. I have to get in touch with what that means to you though, right? What does that mean, the best I can? You know, I know we all have different days of energy, and hopefully you can find a way to equalize that so you can be your best every day and it actually shows up as such. You know what I mean? So, you know, just find that inner drive. It's there. You just gotta search it out, right? If nothing else, you know, if you're not really into exercise, just use aesthetics to drive you, whatever motivates you, right? I know a lot of times we go, well, you know, we shouldn't be so vain, right? Well, most of us really are. Let's face it. So if you can push yourself because you want to look better, go for it. Now I'm going to just push my arms out like this, so I'm stretching out my biceps and then also rotating my wrists, right? Nice rotation, rotating in the direction. Because the hands get tired too. Mine sure do. But and then we're going to push like we're between the 2 walls and lengthen. Imagine that you're between 2 walls. While you're doing that, why not focus on your posture? So lift the chest, push your chest out, deep breathing. Breathe in through those lungs. Take an opportunity to do that. And while you're here, let's go ahead and we're going to do a little stretch overhead. I'm going to hold one wrist and then draw over. Got it? And then hold the other wrist and pull it over. And that's a really nice stretch for your lats and your obliques, right? And then you're going to bring your arms out in front of you. Bring the fingertips this way, like that. I don't know about you. I have like kind of a genetic history. I guess I don't usually like to blame genetics, but my sister and mom had carpal tunnel surgery, and it worked very well for them. I'm holding out for that, but I keep braces on my hands at night, so wrist guards. And a lot of it is because of the strength training. So just be mindful about taking good care of yourself after your workouts too. Make sure that they're healthy for you and they're doing you, you know, you're getting the best out of it and avoiding the pitfalls of afterward. I might even recommend that you get some protein after your exercise, nice complex carbohydrates before the exercise for all the energy you need, and then some protein afterwards. I prefer plant-based proteins, you know, like some beans. I happen to like beans. I don't have a problem with beans. Sometimes your body takes a little getting used to them. But I happen to be a lover of that carbohydrate protein combination. And then also I often take L-glutamine, which is an amino acid that helps to rebuild your muscles that get torn down, which is what we were doing, right? We're ripping up our muscles. Sounds so weird, doesn't it? Like, what the heck? But, you know, the building up the muscle with that L-glutamine is really helpful, and it's also great for your blood sugar too, and great for the mucosal lining of your stomach, so it helps to heal tissue, whether it's muscle tissue or if it's the soft tissue through your organs, and especially through the digestive tract, because that's what all of it's smooth muscle, and it's really effective for replacing any muscle that's damaged. So that's my tip for the day. Woo! Aren't you lucky that you stopped in to say hello and get some workout in and get some nice city tips? So anyway, I'll see you later. Bye guys.